the Tyus Jones stuff, but if you kind of just want to segue into that, but like,
yeah,
obviously, like, it was Tyus Jones, and I think I read somewhere this summer Patrick Beverley too. Like, I don't really know if the Pat Bev stuff is true.
I vaguely remember those rumors. Yeah,
I mean, he said it on his podcast, but we don't really know if that's true or not. But okay, I'm not subscribed to his podcast, by the way. I don't know about you, lads, but
yeah, not subscribed, but that's okay.
But I just kind of wanted to get like your perspective on like, you know, getting a vet like a Tyus Jones, getting maybe a vet like a Patrick Beverley. Do you still think that's needed? And I know they do have an available roster spot, like getting a veteran backup point guard, so you don't really have to stagger these guys as much as they're playing.
I do think it would help in terms of organization of the offense. Occasionally, the offense does get like sludgy sometimes, and that's partly a feature of it being not as like complex because you want the young guys to be able to pick it up. It's also part of the just like it's one of the features of JB Bickerstaff's like brand of offense. This is a common complaint among the Cleveland fans and analysts that I follow, that like JB's offense was kind of pretty standard. And so you knew that was maybe going to be a thing coming into this season. I do think they do need another organizer. I just don't know who that person like is or could be, especially like, you know, we're 7 games into the season, right? Like, and Tyus Jones is not shaken loose, right? Phoenix is 5-1 and playing really good basketball at this time. And Patrick Beverley is like in Israel. So like, you know, like I don't know where the Pistons are going to get this type of organizer like mid-season, right? Maybe it's and like, of course, there's like possible trades you can do in season, but I don't want to go through. It's 7 games in. Like, I don't want to start like playing trade machine roulette. I would much more rather focus on like, okay, what are the guys they have on the roster and like what do they do? And like after 30 games, like let's see how we can like adjust things and shift things and figure out ways to make the team better.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, if you're making trades 7 games into the season, that's kind of a red flag in my opinion.
Yeah, probably.
Kind of just like waving the white flag, like, yeah, we effed up. Let's go trade for this like said guy. Yeah. There's one name that I know a lot of people that watch this podcast, they always bring up, and I don't really know if he's even in NBA shape. They always bring up John Wall. I mean, if you buy into the Rico Hines like highlights and stuff like that, I mean, him and Ivy, you know, if you want to like draw similarities, but they're like their speed and burst, I guess. But I don't even like really know who you could bring in at this point. I've heard like Dennis Jr., Markelle Fultz, which I mean, it's kind of like bottom of the barrel if you ask me. They should try to wait to see if maybe there's a trade to make. I know Trajan, I mentioned like, hey, we'll take on, you know, a bad contract. Maybe there's a, you know, guard out there with a bad contract. Maybe you call Washington, see what they want from Malcolm Brogdon or something like that. I really don't know.
Yeah, Washington's playing like not bad basketball right now either, which has been surprising to me. I kind of look at Milwaukee as well. Obviously had a very rough loss to Cleveland Saturday night. Is kind of stumbling out of the gate. DeLon Wright was supposed to be like a big addition for them, and he's playing pretty well, but he's on a very short-term deal. And if they need to make changes, like all those guys under short-term deals, like I can see those being the branches that kind of shake loose. And he is a former Piston. He was pretty good when he was here, and was a capable like organizer of the offense, like got guys in the spaces, like didn't try to do too much, but also like very much took care of the basketball, which is like all they really need at this point, right? And so I would be interested in that if that were to come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that a Doc Rivers-led team would be struggling out the gate lines? I mean, come on.
They're missing Chris Middleton, which doesn't help, and they can't guard anybody, which also doesn't help. But yeah.
I mean, if they want to make some trades, like, I mean, I'm listening. If you want to get rid of Brook Lopez, like my ears are open. Like that's a bet that I would like. But I mean, I don't know. See Milwaukee just kind of struggle. I probably shouldn't be smiling as much as I am, but like, you hate to see it. Then to see Monty Williams as a favorite to coach them. Like, it's always like, bro, like that would be pure comedy.
The Pistons have the chance to do the funniest thing. Yeah. Beating the Monty-led Bucks would just be hilarious.
Oh man, I probably shouldn't be laughing, but it's just like how many chances are you going to give this guy to coach, and like how many like opportunities where it's just like, oh yeah, it's not his fault, it's the player's fault. But hey man, like honestly, I think it's kind of funny.